You're listening to the Teesside with DJ Rebecca Hall.
Freshers Special. Only on Student Radio. This is Rebecca Hall with your Student Radio. So how many of you attended the Freshers Ball at Teesside University? How many of you actually enjoyed the night? I'm here with Amy Bishop, a 20-year-old student at Teesside University, studying performance and live and recorded media.
Hi! So I work on the bar at Teesside University Students' Union. It was just like any other busy night. It was Freshers' Week, so we have a lot of staff on anyway, so it's about teamwork and working together and making sure that we're all giving the students a good service. I like it for going out music. I don't really listen to it recreationally, but the odd song like Change the Way You Kiss Me and that kind of stuff, that's what I listen to, but I'm more like listening to it on a night out. I was quite pleased with it. It looked really good. It was a good atmosphere. It wasn't as busy as some of us were expecting. Some of us were expecting it to be packed, but yeah, it was a good atmosphere. A lot of people seemed to be enjoying themselves, so it was going to be a good night. I thought it was brilliant. He was really energetic. He was really good fun on stage. You know, he wasn't just going from song to song. He was having some interaction and banter with the audience. And I thought it was a really good night. I thought it was a really good performance. I was kind of shocked by the amount of people that said, you know, oh, it was really bad. I'm really disappointed. I want my money back and all this kind of stuff. Because I thought it was really good, even from just standing at the back of the room, you know, not being able to see him stood on the bar. The performance kind of resonated, so I really enjoyed myself.
How do you cope with meeting the demands and, you know, the specific needs of the student that come to the bar? How do you find it, and, you know, how do you help yourself in that situation?
A lot of it comes down to the training that we've had on the job anyway. Working with students and meeting demands of students is something that you just kind of get used to anyway. You get used to people having a little bit too much to drink and wanting to be served immediately, and everybody on the night wanting to be served all the time when they want, not when you're ready for it. And you kind of just, you have to be diplomatic about it. You can't be abrasive with a student that's being abrasive with you. You've got to remember that they're customers at the end of the day and they're helping pay your wages. You have to be as polite as possible and judge the situation as well as you can, and then deal with customers as and when they come. You can't put priorities of some people over than others. You can put people who aren't being particularly abusive towards you above customers that are, because if they continue being that way, then, you know, we have policies and systems in place to get them out of the buildings. You know, it doesn't matter how much money you're paying for a drink or a ticket to see someone. It doesn't matter if you're a student or whether you're an adult out in a bar outside of a university environment. You can't treat staff with disrespect, because at the end of the day, we're only trying to ensure the safety of all the other customers and make sure that everybody has a good time.
So, like, even though they're students, obviously you're a student yourself,
yeah,
and you took on the job obviously to help balance out the uni life.
Indeed.
You know, so obviously you still have to oppose the aspect of customer care. Mm-hmm. And you were talking about the different policies and procedures that you have in place for the rather abusive customers that come to the bar.
Well, firstly, obviously, there's more than just you working on the bar, mm-hmm. So you've got to try and deal with the situation yourself. You've got to be as polite as possible. If they continue being rowdy, disrespectful, abusive, then we've got a system of scaling it up. So you've got us regular bar staff, supervisors, which they run the bar on a night practically. And if somebody's being abusive like that and they're continuing to be, so you scale it up to them. If they're still not cooperating, if they're still not calming down and they're still continuing with that behaviour, they scale it up to a manager, who there's usually one or two of them on a night. Then we forward it over to venue staff, who then have the authority and have the necessary training to be able to eject them from the building.
English rapper and singer-songwriter Example visited students of University of Teesside to celebrate the well-anticipated Freshers' Ball. Formerly known as Elliot Gleave, the 31-year-old performed tracks such as Say Nothing and All the Wrong Places, which peaked at number 13 in the UK singles chart in October. I was at Teesside Student Union interviewing staff members that worked that evening. You have already heard what Amy had to say, now let's hear what Dermot Hughes thought of the night.
I was working in the Students' Union. I am venue staff. It was okay. I wasn't too impressed with it, to be honest with you. I'm not really into that kind of music. It just seemed like it was the same sort of music between Example and Rex 32. I would like something a bit different. The atmosphere was fantastic. Everybody had a really, really good time. There wasn't as many people as we thought there were going to be, but for the amount there, that was a really, really good night. There was no problems at all.
Some people didn't particularly enjoy Example's performance, even after paying for a Freshers' Pass. Do you think the Freshers' Passes were a reasonable amount of money?
Yeah, I really do. I mean, you think about it this way. If you were to go and see somebody like Example on their own, I think it's going to be about £30 anyway to £40. So for, what is it, £50 this year it was, and you got to see Example, Wretch 32, plus every single night in the SU for free, like also the hypnotising. I mean, it's really good value for money. I didn't personally like the lineup. I wasn't too impressed. Half an hour isn't really sort of great for somebody like of Exam's stature. 20 minutes that might have been DJ, and some DJ came on and played a bit of mixture of songs. To me personally, I wouldn't have been too happy, but the people before were absolutely
Every Tuesday night, the Teesside on Student Radio.